In our today's session of Market Movers, we are going to see the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is showing signs of revival closer to the 27,500 zone. Now, after consolidating closer to 27,500, it has crossed above 28,000 and the upward momentum is continuing in today's session. So, we will see what are the possibilities of it continuing this uptrend and moving higher, and if there are any, we will see what are the optimum levels for us to exploit the changing sentiments. If we consider the trading context for the day, the data which we have got on the economic front for the day has been on the positive side. Most of the data coming in from the major economies is supporting the sentiments, and if we consider the Chinese economic data, it was strong and it was actually better than the expectation. Here we got the industrial production number, retail sales, unemployment rate, and the fixed asset investment year to date as well. And the three key industrial data points, the industrial production is on the rise, and now for the month of August it rose by 5.6%, whereas the retail sales, even in terms of year on year, that is if we consider the August retail sales and compare them to the retail sales of August 2019, even compared to those sales, they are higher. So this is a remarkable achievement for China, and unemployment rate has slightly gone down, and because of this, we saw the Chinese yuan strengthening to 16-month highs, and also the equity indices were higher for the day. Later on, during the European trading session, we also got multiple data points for the United Kingdom. And here, the unemployment rate has risen to some extent to now 4.1% compared to the prior reading of 3.9%, as around 12,000 jobs were lost because of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, and also the people who are applying for unemployment benefits have also risen by 73.7 thousand. So the UK is still long way from recovering fully. Then we got the ZW Economic Sentiment Index for the European Union and the Germany as well. And here both these economic sentiment index readings are pointing to the improving scenario. And if you consider the euro area ZW economic sentiment index, it is now higher at 73.9% compared to the prior reading of 64. So that's a substantial improvement. And even for Germany, there is a robust improvement here. It is now at 77.4% compared to 71.5 earlier. Moving on to the North American trading session, just a while back we got the crucial industrial production data, and here there is growth in terms of month on month, but it is below expectation. And if we consider the same figure in terms of year on year, then there is decline of 7.7%. So for the United States, the recovery is still not broad based, and I think we will have to wait for a couple of quarters before we can get to the pre-pandemic levels. Now let's shift our attention to the technical aspects of Dow Jones Industrial Average, and then we will move on to the Euro USD. Let's start with the Dow Jones Industrial Average technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and the level I am talking about around 27,500 has proved crucial for the Dow Jones Industrial Average consolidation in last couple of sessions, and now it has climbed successfully on the higher side. And I think we are pretty much likely to see the Dow Jones Industrial Average getting back to its all-time highs, which were established in the February of this year. So in coming weeks, we might see the Dow Jones Industrial Average continuing on the path higher and going on to touch the all-time highs. So from that perspective, I think the 30,000 level is ahead, and we might see 8 to 9% or even 10% appreciation happening in the Dow Jones Industrial Average even from the current levels. So that is the medium term perspective for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and if that is going to be the case, we will of course have to see if there are emerging opportunities for us to get involved. And mainly we deal with the short to medium term perspective. So we here will see if there are any trading opportunities in today's session. This is the central pivot point of this month's pivot point series, and it has acted as a significant support zone for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Here we saw these topsy-turvy moves here. Almost more than a week was spent consolidating closer to this crucial support zone, and now for this week we have seen the Dow Jones Industrial Average maintaining above it. So I think the probability has risen that we will see these continued support coming into play around this central pivot point zone of around 27,900. And if you consider the regression curve, though it is still sharply bent on the lower side, now the price action has moved even beyond upper band, and that is likely to force the regression curve to flatten to some extent in next couple of sessions. So from that point of view also, we have some green shoots emerging in the Dow Jones Industrial Average technicals, and I feel as long as the price is holding well above this central pivot point of this month's pivot series, we can continue to be optimistic of the prospects of Dow Jones Industrial Average moving on the higher side. If we are going to go for any short term to medium term trade, I feel we need to watch out for the 100 SMA zone, which is there around 27,900. And right now the price action is happening well above this 200 SMA. So we have the price action around 28,200, and from these levels to 100 SMA, that's almost more than 1 percentage point difference. But maybe if we get some sort of correction, and if the price goes on the lower side, and then after due consolidation we can indeed think about going for fresh trading opportunities while keeping the stop losses just little below this prior swing low, which is there around 27,500. So for today's trading opportunities, I feel we have to use this prior swing low as our immediate stop loss, and if we go for any buy trade straight away, that will make our stop loss pretty wide. So instead of taking so much of a risk, I would say that we can wait it out and maybe sit on the sidelines till we see some sort of correction and then consolidation. And as long as the price action is being supported above this 100 SMA zone, we can continue to be optimistic of our chances of making money on the Dow Jones Industrial Average bullish trajectory. But of course, I think right now, after having already seen this substantial move, is the time to maybe sit on the sidelines and wait it out for some correction, and then of course do consolidation. Now let's move to the currency segment. Here we will consider the Euro USD technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and not much has changed from the yesterday's session when we had discussed on the similar lines, where we had considered the possibility of Euro USD continuing to run on the higher side. And as I remember, I had talked about the possibility of Euro USD getting close to 1.19, and that indeed happened. Now we are seeing some minor correction here, and I feel this can be exploited to our advantage if we are able to get fresh trading positioning, and with price action approaching our desired levels, we will have good chance of finding the optimum entry and exit points as well. So here, this central pivot point zone of this month's pivot point series can be taken as a crucial marker while deciding whether to go long or whether to sit on the sidelines. I am not really advocating going short at the current juncture of time, as we have these indication coming in from multiple technicals that the trajectory is now again on the higher side for Euro USD, and it will be better for us to play that way. So here we have this price action where we have seen multiple attempts to cross above this central pivot point, and though we haven't really seen the price action being able to sustain itself above the crucial central pivot point zone, but I think if we see it being able to succeed in today's session, then that will open up the fresh opportunities for us to go for long trades in the Euro USD. Here the regression curve is now also pointing to the upward after this due consolidation, and we have already seen these identical lows being formed, so we can even consider it to be the double bottom formation, and try to see if there are any emerging opportunities for us which we can exploit to our advantage. So here, coming to the hourly chart, we have we have the golden crossover in place where the 50 SMA has crossed above the 200 SMA on the hourly chart, and also now we have this 100 SMA which is also above 200 SMA. So here this price zone of prior swing low and also these multiple SMAs can be considered as our crucial support area, and as long as the price action is hovering well above it, I feel we have good chance of making money while going long in the Euro USD. So for today's session, any entry point anywhere in the price band of 1.184 to 1.185 should be good enough, but of course even if we want the entry on those levels, the levels are really 25-30 pips away from the current price zone, so we will have to wait and anticipate, or you can say expect, some sort of correction to happen in the Euro USD, and then only we will have the opportunity to go for fresh long trades closer to those price levels, which is around 100 SMA. And if we indeed get that entry, I feel that any stop loss just little below this prior swing low, which is there around 1.181, should be good enough. So we will be taking a risk of around 30 to 40 pips, and in lieu of that we will be targeting almost 80 to 90 pips as our immediate target. Is likely to be in the vicinity of 1.194 to 195. So you can even say we will be targeting almost 100 pips, and for that the maximum risk will work out around 40 pips. So here we are getting the risk reward ratio which is likely to be better than 1:2. So I think we should keep a watch on the Euro USD price action during the North American trading session and see how it unfolds. So that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.